Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. I'm bringing y'all the 360 layup tutorial. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show y'all the badges y'all need to hit these consistently and effectively. But first things first, I'm going to show y'all the animations you need to trigger these layups. Now, there are two packages in the game that will give you that 360 layup animation. The first one is the circus layup package, but with that package, you're not going to be able to control when the 360 layup animation is triggered. It just kind of does it whenever it wants. The only advantage of the circus package is it gives you that Jamal Crawford hop step, which is really sick. It's not that one. I'll show it here in a second. But yeah, other than that, if you choose the circus layup package, you're not gonna be able to, that's the hop step right there. You're not gonna be able to use this tutorial because you're not gonna be able to control when the 360 layup goes off. The package we're gonna need to be able to control the 360 layup is the Ja Morant layup package. It still gives you some sick layup animations, and you also still get that Euro step right there, the behind the back Euro, but you can actually control when the 360 layup goes off. So make sure you go and equip the Ja Morant layup package. You need like an 82 driving layup to be able to get it. With the circus, I think you only need an 80, so I mean, if you still want the chance, but you don't have an 82. But yeah, without further ado, let's equip the ball and get into the tutorial. Now, there's two ways to trigger the 360 layup animation. The second way I'm going to show you guys, I feel like most of y'all are going to use, is the one I personally use the most. But the first way, a little bit more annoying to do, but I feel like in-game it triggers way more. I don't have any science behind it, it's just what I've noticed. So the first thing you're going to do here is you're going to want to drive towards the basket, and then you're going to want to get to about the free throw line area. Make sure your L stick is pointing directly up, let go of turbo, and then make sure your R stick is pointing directly up as well. Right there is what's going to happen if you don't let go of turbo in time. You're going to go into a dunk animation, which I just jellied out of. What you want to do, you want to get to the free throw line, let go of turbo, and push the L stick and the R stick directly up, straight up, and that is going to trigger the animation. Now, in-game, that is going to work most of the time. Like I said, in-game, these layups do not trigger 100% of the time, but from my personal experience, the way to get it to trigger most of the time is using the R stick, just pointing the R stick and the L stick directly straight up towards the baseline and not holding turbo, letting go when you get to about the free throw line. The second way to do these layups is just, instead of holding the R stick straight up, just holding X. Now, like I said, the only downside of this is, from my personal experience, it does not trigger as much in game, but both of these are going to trigger most of the time. Just the R stick way is going to trigger a little bit more. So just a quick refresher so you guys don't mess this up. When you're driving towards the basket, you want to let go of turbo and then hold X or hold the R stick straight up. The most important thing is your L stick is pointing straight towards the baseline, straight up, vertical, not towards the hoop. Now, you can trigger these layups coming from like the wing, kinda. It's way more consistent going from the top of the key. But as you can see here, when you go from the wing, it's not always gonna give you that package. I'm not even gonna try and give it to you guys because it's super difficult to drive in from the wing and then get your L stick pointing straight up, let go of turbo, and then get your R stick pointing straight up or hold X all in one motion. It's really difficult to do. You can do it, but it just doesn't trigger quite as consistently. Now, I'm gonna reiterate this. The most important thing when triggering these layups is letting go of turbo and making sure your R stick is directly straight up. If you use the R stick and you don't get it directly straight up, you're gonna get a little bit of leeway if it's a little bit left or right. But with the L stick, it's gotta be straight up pretty much every single time. Now, the cool thing about these 360 layup animations, as you can see, I triggered the wrong animation because my L stick wasn't straight up, but that's going to happen a lot of times when you come from the wing. But like I said, the cool thing is you can jelly out of them regardless of whether you're using the X or the R stick, which is super helpful if you go for a layup and you spin the wrong way, a big man comes to contest you, and you got to delay like the layup and how long it takes your player to release the ball. Another good thing about these layups is if you have the right badges equipped, 9 out of 10 times when you trigger the animation, unless you get blocked, this layup is gonna go in 9 out of 10 times. So next thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you guys the badges. But let me just say, if you guys are worried about switching your layup package, do not worry. This layup package is incredible, being that you can obviously control the 360 layups, but it also comes with great scoop layup animations. You still get that behind the back Euro step that you get with Curry and the circus layup. The only downside is it doesn't get that Jamal Crawford hop step, but I mean, hop steps really aren't that good anyway this year. But as promised, I'm going to show you all the badges I use to make sure I hit these layups very, very consistently, even when I'm contested or a big man jumps with me. So let's get into it. So the first badge here, Aerial Wizard, does not apply to this. Giant Slayer, if I had more badges, I would put Giant Slayer higher because it's actually incredible this year, but Giant Slayer Silver is a must-have. Same with Acrobat Gold. Acrobat Gold is the most important thing for any layups that you guys see me do. Acrobat, as high as you can possibly get it, is key. Gold is game-changing. If you can get it, you need an 84 driving layup. It's just going to up the make percentage of all tough acrobatic layups like times 1,000. Next up, we got Fearless Finisher. I would prioritize that number 3 after Acrobat and Giant Slayer just for these layups specifically. It's going to help you if you get touched even a little bit. It's just going to help you kind of finish through that contact. And next, obviously limitless takeoff does not apply to this, but slithery finisher is going to help you glide through the defense so you don't get caught up, and you can actually trigger these animations in traffic and hopefully spin off defenders and create an open layup for yourself. But yeah, if you want to finish anything like I do with the 360 layups, or like the jelly layups you see on my TikTok, or like the compilations on my YouTube, this is the badge spread I would run. Or even if you like made my build and you don't really care about the layups, this is how I would put my badges. And before you guys click off the video, I do ask that you consider liking and subscribing. The app that I'm most known for that starts with a T may be getting banned in our country, so consider subscribing here so you guys don't lose track of me, so you can still be a part of the community. But yeah, God bless. Hope y'all enjoyed. Like the video. Go peep the TikTok. God bless y'all.